Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Thanks for joining my live stream. Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining from Vienna. Hi, Jens, joining from Germany. How are you doing? I hope you have a great day. Yeah, so today we're going to do some creative editing. It's not the thumbnail, by the way. Just so you know, I'm doing a different effect. I'm going to show you in a second, but it's going to be really interesting. So that's, yeah. I just put the book thing there because I thought, okay, it's easy to understand what that is. Yeah. Okay, let's see. By the way, I have to put the link. Let me try that real quick. If my, oh no, this is the wrong window here. Pack, there we go. Does it work? No, it does not work. Okay, interesting. Let's try this again. Doesn't work. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's already not working. That's all. I don't know why the chatbot is not working anymore. Let me go to that service page. How are you doing? How was your day? Let me know in the chat. And also, of course, the new creative pack is out, which I try to post here, which doesn't quite work right now. And today I want to try to, how do you say, to have some music in the background. So I thought that might be interesting. We can try that to see if that is something that could make the chat more interesting while I'm working on stuff. There we go. Boom, there is my pack. Please work. Yes, okay, that's good. Let's pin this. There we go. So we have a pinned comment now. All right, good. If you have any comments, any questions about that pack, please let me know. If there's something confusing about that, maybe, or something like that. Yeah, and also there's a bundle deal with one of my online courses for basic composition. So that's also pretty interesting. All right. Let me find all my windows here. This is the stream window. This is the recording window. There's so many windows here. What is this? Oh, these are my folders. Okay, I need them later to work. Let me open that up already. Okay, there we go. So what I want to do today, where is that image? Yes, there it is. Let's open this maybe in a new tab. Or not, doesn't seem to work. Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. Let me switch over to the live view. There we go. Okay, so this is what I want to do today. This is the inspiration. It's by an artist called Charles Bentley. So you can see the name down here. He did a lot of other cool stuff on his Behance account. Like this, for example, is pretty amazing. Really cool. Everything colored in the same way. This might be a little bit simpler even. With the bonsai trees, and he's just blending it here on the side. With the flowers, might be a little bit more complex, but I just like how it looks, so I'm gonna try that. And I already found a nice picture we can use for that, but I have to search for the flower pictures. I hope we find something cool there. Whoops, sorry, that's the wrong one. Okay, yeah, where's the chat window, by the way? Always super organized here. There we go. Marie, hi, how are you doing? Thanks for joining from Sweden. And I'm currently having an annoyed. I've been crocheting a cover for my drawing table and I keep failing at it by it ending up smaller each row. Really? Okay, maybe you're dropping some how they call it, like some loops or something, maybe, or maybe you're pulling too hard and it's getting. Is it getting tighter when you pull? Maybe that's the thing. I'm not a crocheting person, but might be. I don't know. Okay, hi Jens. Thanks for joining. Interesting enough, he says, the video is at least 30 seconds behind the chat. Yes, there is a kind of a delay always because it has to like I have to see the chat and then the software has to record it and then YouTube has to stream it on the platform. So there's a little bit of a delay between what I do and what you see. So yeah, that's about 30 seconds is, I think, okay. Hi JLG from Spain. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. And is this Jean-Loup? I think it's Jean-Loup, if I remember it correctly from last time. Hi, Mark from Britain. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. So this is what I want to do today. No, over here is, wait a second, is my camera again not flipped? That's interesting. Okay, my camera is not flipped, so I have to point this in the other direction than it actually is. All right. So let me see. I have found this picture here, and I think this might be a good fit. And then interestingly enough, I have found the same photo, but in a wider angle, but with less resolution because it's a bigger picture, but we can use this to extend the background. Extending the background at this is probably not a problem at all because you can see it's all the same, but if we have to change to make it simpler, why not? Okay. Also, I hope my Affinity Photo is not crashing today because recently, I don't know for what reason, I think I have to reinstall my computer completely fresh. My Affinity Photo keeps crashing, but just because I'm recording at the same time. So it's probably has to do with the graphic processor, something like that. So yeah, anyway, or maybe with Windows, I don't know. Okay, let's go. Should we go square, maybe? Instagram size like this, 2000 by 2000 might be good. And then we should resize that a little bit. Let me drag this in here because this is already square. But of course, we probably need some space for the flowers, to be honest, and also the fingers touching the edge here, so it's a little bit too small. But let me see if we can simply, is this completely unicolored, and then we can simply put a rectangle back here with the same color. That might be a thing. Let's see. Boop. Nope, not quite. Okay, good. Then I'm gonna use the other picture behind that because it's lower resolution, but it is exactly the same. Oh, it is actually very high resolution. We can actually completely use that. So let's just do that. And of course, like 2000 by 2000 is not a super high resolution anyways. I'm using a lower resolution just because so the stream is a little bit softer and doesn't have any hiccups on your side, or the sound is dropping out or stuff like that. Okay, I think that might be good enough. Is it maybe a bit too small? Let me see the other picture. This is why I want to always like have a look here for inspiration to see how did the artist solve this. Like for example, in most of his pictures, you can see that the clothing supports that kind of trick that he's doing here. Also the arm movements. You see the arms are going outwards. They're not overlapping the body because otherwise it would be kind of hard to do the effect. You need to have some things that are sticking out that you can replace by these flower arrangements. So that's a pretty important element of that trick. Let's close this here and then let's go like this. Let's restore the chat so I can see that. What did you write? Marie says, I suspect I'm putting the first stitch on the new round in the wrong place. This time I'm going to try a different approach. Probably a good idea. Or just like look for some online tutorials might be good. Christian says, as the Patreon, I got 20 shadows free of charge. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, that is true. I have different tiers of Patreon supporters, and you get each month you get then the same amount you pay as a Patreon supporter, you get as a discount for that pack each month. So you basically, it's basically for free, the Patreon, if you're getting the pack, that is, of course. If you're not getting the pack, then not, of course. And if it's an online course, it's a discount for that amount, right? So not too bad. And you got some extra stuff too in the Patreon, like some bonus videos, stuff like that. Okay. Oh, by the way, I have my big cup again. There we go. Look at that. It's completely filled with coffee. Right now, I'm a little bit in love with instant coffee. Although I bought a coffee machine. It's really strange. They had a very great offer on instant coffee, so I bought I think 10 boxes. So now I have a lot of coffee. Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's get started here. Let's see. I only have this picture, so we have to find some flowers For that, I already searched a little bit. That might be interesting. That might be interesting. That might be interesting. This maybe. So we have to search around a little bit for different kind of flowers here to see what we can do. But we also have to figure out what are we doing here? What kind of body parts are we going to replace with this? To be honest, it's not too much sticking out here. I mean, the leg is sticking out, the arm is sticking out, although this is kind of... But we can remove this maybe. You see this part? We could start here with the flowers and then maybe over here with the flowers and then just like remove that part of the dress. That could be a thing. And then down here, we could also remove maybe part of the dress and maybe have flowers come out of the shoe and, and then out of the leg here. That could be a thing. Maybe some flowers here. I think that might be good. Yeah. Okay, so let's try this. Let's have a look here. And of course, we can always look back at how the original artist has done that to get some inspiration here. Hi, Snesana from Serbia. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. That's awesome. All right. So what are we going to do here? What are we going to use here? This is easy to remove from the background, so that might be a thing. But I want to search a little bit more for flowers. If we find something else that we could use. We can also use individual flowers like this, for example, could be nice. As long as they mix well. I think that might be a challenge, that we have different types of flowers and they might not look good in combination with each other, right? Let me open up this. I think these color muted, there's a lot of these color muted flowers, so that might be a good start. There we have these, but we can maybe mute them afterwards in the software a little bit. So yeah. And finding the pictures is always like a pretty cumbersome task. Oh, there we have like an individual flower here. Some flowers sticking out here, that might be interesting. And we can also experiment with these elements. So this is basically my task, my challenge for the day. Is this photo sharp? Kind of, not really. Could be better. What is this? That's also good. This is also nice. And then maybe at the end, I'm gonna combine everything with Nick Collection. Yeah, all of them are not super sharp, but this, for example, might be a good start. Let's try this real quick here. Let's save this here, and then, by the way, also save this here, so we're not losing that. Challenges week 9. Flower, let's, flower girl, or flower woman, maybe. There we go, so we have saved that. And then let's, where? Oh no, this is my materials folder. There we go. Okay, so we have a very large flower picture here. Let's play around with this a little bit to see what we can do. Yeah, the removal should be quite straightforward. Let's see if it is, or if I'm just thinking it is. Let's go here for subtract, which is doing nothing. Add is working. Oh, we can only subtract if we have something to subtract from. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Let's just go around here and see how far we get with this. Then we are going to do some manual adjustments for that. Let's go in here. I don't think we need that starting element here. And then we go for subtract here, and I'm gonna reverse that. Sorry. Wait, do we have to subtract here or add? Subtract. I will say this wrong. Subtract, not subtract. Okay. And if you want, I can put on some music, because I'm paying for Epidemic Sound, but I'm not really using it right now. So I thought, let's get some of my money's worth. Let's see. How are we doing here on the selection? Let me see the chat. Hi, Ravat from India. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Hi, Uwe from Germany. Thank you for joining. Really awesome. Silvestro from Italy. Hi. Thanks for joining. Awesome. Okay. And Hector from Denmark. How are you doing? Oh, look at that. The chatbot has woken up. That's cool. Okay. Awesome. So let's do some more selection here. You see it's kind of quick. Okay, you can also go here black and white. You get a little bit of a better preview on what's going on. Let's go back here, apply. And then the good question is, I think we have to now invert the pixel selection. Pretty sure about that. Let's put a mask on. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, cool. So now I have to kind of remove. Should we remove the outside, or should we let's scale this up a little bit? Or is it's already kind of big enough? Okay, in that case, let's just rasterize this. Or no, let's scale it up beforehand, just to be sure, just to have more detail in it, like so. Scale and rasterize and trim. Boom. So we have removed the rest of it, and now we can just delete that stuff on the outside. There we go. Oh no, this is at 63%. That's not good. Okay. Good. That's looking good. Okay, so we have this now. And now let's see. We can resize this. Let's try this maybe down here on the legs. Oh, there's another challenge. I'm just realizing the size of the flowers. Is the size of the... How important is the size of the flowers? I didn't think about that before. Let's look at the artist. Because, of course, they are the same size here everywhere. So if I have flowers and then suddenly the roses are a lot smaller or a lot bigger than in other places on the image, that probably doesn't look too good. That makes it a bit more challenging for the selection. Okay, let's try this up here. Oh, and there's the face too. And these need to point towards the edge where then... So that's interesting. Let me look at this. How is it when the hand is... I mean, that's not too bad, but the flowers are getting very small if we do that. Oh. That's quite interesting. That's an interesting challenge. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, come on, please. Okay. Affinity Photo is already crashing. Okay. Hi, Radoslav from SVK, Slovakia. Is that Slovakia, I guess? Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, it's already crashing. That's great. Sorry. Close the program. And then reopen it and hope that we still have the selection. Let's see. Nope. Oh, no. Okay, that was for nothing. Okay. All right. I think the flowers have been too big anyways, so we have to find some else. Maybe these here are better. Okay, let's try this. Let's save this real quick, and then I will open this up as a separate file this time. Oh boy, that is not a good start. Do you have stability issues recently with Affinity Photo, or is it just me? It might be just me because I think I just have to reinstall my system, but Let me know if you have problems too. Maybe take these leaves too here. Refine. Okay. And I also, oh, come on, please. I also want to do this as a tutorial, I thought, but it might be too long as a tutorial. Like, how do you feel about these artistic creative tutorials that I've done recently? That I want to like drop in once in a while as to become a series over time, so that this is taking too much time here. Okay, let's click on apply here. I didn't look up here. That's probably okay. Let's see. Okay, give me a blue background or something else that's different in color. So I have kind of a test thing there. You see, like this, so you can test how it looks. And then let's take a brush here and open this up. Let's go in here, and then I can fix this a little bit. No. Yes, okay, good. Let me see. How far can we go here? Just want to fix this a little bit, not too much, just a tiny bit to get some better results here. You see there's a little bit of a white in here, but maybe we can fix this with the magic wand. That might be good. I don't think we need that stuff down here. Let's move this out of the way. There we go. What's the chat saying? It always hurts. Yes, it does. We'll catch the beginning later. Oh, there wasn't too much beginning so far. I just looked at the artist, so yeah. Mainly when you forget that your system isn't unlimited, and often it backs the files up. Yeah, it does. It does. Sometimes it does. So that's pretty good if it does. Yum, 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 yum. Let me see what we're doing here. I think I will. Oh, let me try this first before I do some foolish stuff here. Am I on the wrong layer? Yes, I might be. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let me reduce that. That looks better. Okay, cool. So in that case, what we can do here, let's undo this, and then because like with the shadow pack, I picked up some new tricks for selections that make it a little bit faster. Man, that was a lot of work to go through all of these pictures and then adjust them to just turn them into shadows. That was hours spent on that, but worth it, I would say. I'm on the wrong layer. So you can see I can click here and then I can go up here and it says add. And that means I can simply clicky. Oh, I thought it was crashing again. Oh, I undid the... Okay, anyways. You see I can do it like this. There's a little bit here, there's a little bit there. And then I can feather this. Feather. Where are you? There we go. Feather, let's say 5. And then we're gonna go here to grow and shrink, and we grow this a little bit into the flower, apply, and then I can use my brush and I can simply paint on that. You see, because I have a selection, boom, 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 very easy, and it's done. And it looks good enough in that case, I would say. Okay, let's go. Let's resize this here a little bit. Oh, that's too small. There we go. I'm almost done. Don't worry, I'm almost done. By the way, I'm not painting with blue. The background is blue. This is just to show me something that is a better visual indicator than what I'm seeing when I'm just having like a normal background or something like that. So just to give me an idea where the mask actually is, right? So you can see here I have a rectangle in the background. It's a very easy way to give me a better idea of what's going on. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, so we can rasterize this. Rasterize and trim, I would say. And then I can copy this over. Why is there's some extra stuff here for some reason? Why is there some extra stuff? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Delete. How are we looking now? That's better. Okay, cool. So let's go over here. Now we have it in here. We can close this. I can move over here. And then we have some nice small flowers here. And maybe they could come out here of the arm. That doesn't look too bad, right? We can do some more adjustments here. That's a good start. Joey says, really like the techniques I learned from these and to see how you work through real life issues. Yeah, there's always some real life issues. Yes, absolutely. That's good. I agree with you. Okay, that's nice, Marie. Thank you. It's nice to see your process. Yeah, sometimes it's super quick and fun because you like everything comes together and it just works. And then sometimes it's very slow and painful and nothing seems to work and the software crashes and everything at the same time. Yeah, just the normal creative craziness, right? Oh, by the way, let me look. How does the artist make the edges here? Is it just? Oh, it's just the edge of the dress. So there's no special trickery here on how to. It's interesting. Okay, so can we use that? We could maybe. Okay, that's interesting. So, let me see. Let me put this here, and then I will create a mask on that, and then we need a brush. Let's zoom in here. Wow, that's pixelated. Maybe I should have chosen a higher resolution. It looks a little bit, yeah, not so great. But when we zoom out, it's a lot better. So let's see, how does that look? Yeah, that dark edge is not 100% doing it, but we can later readjust, so that shouldn't be a problem. Maybe I resize that a bit. Let's see, that might be good. Okay, cool. And then also maybe at this point, let's make a pixel layer here and pick up some of that background color and paint out some of that background like so. I finally came around to get a little bit more adjusted to that resizing the brush with the keyboard short keys, which is Control and Alt at the same time. This is not working, as you can see here, but we have another trick up our sleeves. Let's just rasterize this because I need this as a pixel layer. And then I go over here on the side. I take a nice big chunk of that, you see, like this. And then I copy this to a new layer. And now you can see, because this has the same coloring, you can see like here, the color up here, that's good, but down here, not so good because it's getting darker, right? So I can't do that with a brush, but I can just move this over. And now, yeah, it doesn't work either. That's a great trick. Why doesn't it work either? Shouldn't be the lighting, should be the same, right? Am I crazy right now? What's going on here? Oh, there's a shadow from the sleeve. I see. Okay, we might have to do, we might have to do that a little bit differently. I mean, for now, maybe I can leave it like that. Or if I do it that bad, I can just paint over it and then fix it later on. So just make a fast solution right now, and then I will paint in that gradient afterwards. It shouldn't be a problem. Let's just remove that arm over here. This is just like temporary. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, cool. So we need some stuff over here. It's a good start. Let's find some other flowers. Let's see. So we had this. Let's see what else we have here. This is advertisement. We can't use this, sadly enough. What does the chat say? Hi, Tim from Colorado. Hi, thanks for joining. Up your sleeves on the model, yes. Yeah. Little pun intended. Okay, don't forget to save frequently. Oh, yes, that's a good idea. All right. The gods of crashing are always hovering over us. And then you get a very hard smack once in a while. And you have to redo all your hard work. What else can we use here? This might be good. Is it also maybe a little bit a question of the lighting? And then also we need some of these twigs or something, you know? Let's search for the twig here. Twig. Cherry blossom. Cherry blossom. Is this how you write that? Yes, okay. Is that? No, maybe not. Okay, let's just write twig. Twig. Ooh. Oh, yeah. If it's good, it's from iStock, of course. So you have to, for free, you have to work a little bit harder. That's why it's free. We need some twigs here. This is, and some freestanding twig on top of that. Oh, by the way, we can also use look at Free Pick here. Let's see if they have some good stuff here. Twig. I mean, that is not too bad. We can also search for some flowers here, maybe. No, I'm not too happy about that. No, maybe no. It's too much stuff on it. Just a thin twig would be good. Let's see on that other thing that we found. Oh no, this is not a twig at all. We can use that, but it's not a twig. How is there not more pictures of twigs? What is going on right now? Is this, do I write it wrong? Birds? We have a lot of birds here. That might be interesting. Man, finding pictures is hard work. Oh. It's JPEG? I have to remove the background or not. Maybe we can blend it. Let's give this a shot. That looks good. And also get a license with it, so that's good. Come on. Boom, there we go. License. Was it the wrong folder? Why was there already a license? Oh, okay, no. I have that already. Okay, good. Where was that? Here it is. Okay, cool. Oh, wait. I want to open that up. There we go. Okay, so now here is another trick that we can use maybe to select this here like so. Copy this over to the other file. And then maybe, if we are lucky, we can just blend this with the background because the background is bright and our flower is dark. And we only have a little bit of shadow in here. That might be a problem, but can deal with that later. So let's see. Ooh, look at that. Works. Darken, just darken. Okay, cool. And you see we have a bit of shadow stuff here. We can remove that maybe with a eraser, I guess. Let's make this big again. And then give me the eraser over here. We're also doing the review today, by the way, for the clone challenge. So that's also coming. Okay. Is there? Oh, it's a little bit soft here. We can still do that. Should I go? Let's go 100% here. So we're getting a little bit faster. Make this smaller. Oh, that's not good. Hardness, let's go to 0 here. No, I'm not happy. That's a bit better. Let's make this a bit bigger and a bit less hard. There we go. Oh, there is a bit of a problem if you do it like this, and that is that you can't create a shadow because you don't have an outline. We could maybe do that with blend ranges. I have to see about that later if we need shadows at all. So we can just put this here. No! Did it crash again? What is going on today? It's crashed again. That's bad. I have to, maybe tomorrow I have to reinstall my computer. I'm so sorry. Search filter is really annoying. I can't count the amount of times I searched for, say, black woman, and it mainly people wearing black. Oh yes, because it searches for individual words, right? Like I was also searching before, like portrait solid background, and it gave me like 100,000 pictures of solid backgrounds instead of portraits in front of a solid background. So it's a bit annoying. Okay, it crashed again. That's very annoying. I'm sorry for that. Let's hope that it saved something. It's good that we saved a second ago. Thank you very much. Who said that? Can't remember. iStock is pretty expensive. That's true. I'm actually surprised they're still around, to be honest, with these prices. Okay. Wait a second. What was the other one? This one. Okay. Okay, let me try another method. Maybe that's even faster. Let's copy this and then new from clipboard. And then let's maybe do this. And then let's go here to refine and see if this is like, oh, it doesn't even, oh God, I don't know. What should we do today? Because it's crashing and crashing and crashing. I don't know what is going on either. Because if I change I already tried this. If I change my performance to disable OpenLG, the computer, the CPU is going to 100% for some reason. Something is not okay with my install for some reason. I don't know. Ah, damn it. Okay. I guess I can't do this because it's keeping crashing. So I'm not sure what we can do about that. Should we just like maybe let's talk about different ideas or something, or reboot? Yeah, but if I reboot the stream is on the same computer, so the stream is going offline, and then I don't think I can rejoin the stream after that because the stream has already ended after that. I mean, I already have streamed like 40 minutes, so maybe I do this as a tutorial video. I'm sorry. It's just not working. You see, it's crashing. Let's go here to yeah. Let's talk a little. No, this is the wrong one. Pinterest. Let's go to Pinterest real quick. What is this? No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. There we go. You see, I have some editing ideas here. We can click on that one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one here, because there's some other variations down here. This is also very nice. So we can talk about some ideas, and then I'm simply going to review the weekly challenge, because the rest is just like, yeah, it's just, it doesn't work today. It's really, really bad. I don't know. It's the first time ever that this happens. Close other tabs to the right. Okay. Oh, I closed Facebook too. Okay. Browsing windows and got it killed. 15. Yeah, I have, but normally that shouldn't be a problem with the browsing windows, right? Because I have done so many streams in the past. I think over 100 streams. I'm not sure how many streams I've done so far. And that was, wow, look at that. That was never a problem. That is actually a good idea, to have everything in black, because you don't have to care about color or anything. That is a great idea. I have to save that. Maybe even for a photo shooting idea. Let's go here. YouTube, creative photography ideas. Wow, that is awesome. I also thought about doing this. Is like, if I would do this as a tutorial, is that too simplistic, or is it still interesting how to do that as a tutorial? I guess it's still interesting, right? Yeah, because of course these kind of things, that is a lot simpler because it's just like it's just a flat collage with not integrating it looking too real. But at the same time, it's a good creative exercise in a very simple way. So that could be actually pretty interesting, right? As a live stream. No, sorry, as a tutorial. So that could be a thing. Also this here, it's a little bit painterly from the effect. But yeah, that could be something. Today's a bad day. It's just not working. Yeah. Sometimes the things just don't work out as they should. Right. But I mean, there's always a good alternative on what else to do. Holy crap, look at that. Wow. I have to save this too. Save for editing. Man, that looks really good. And I mean, it's combined not with a photo, but with a like a drawn, like an illustration of flowers. But a combination of an illustration and a photo is also a good idea. That could be interesting, right? That could be a thing. Channels for masking. Because channels are often not that great because they don't have like complete black and white values. They have a lot of gray values, and the gray value in a mask is something that's transparent. And if you have something that has a lot of details, you're spending a lot more time fixing these transparent parts rather than just creating a mask from the start and then refining the mask a little bit on the outside. Because like you can see if you look at a picture of a flower or something, there's a lot of different brightness values and everything in here. So if you would want to have a mask from that, you still have these stripes and the yellow in the middle and stuff like that. And that's going to be bright in the channel. And so it's going to be transparent, and you have to go in with a brush and fix all of that. So I can look into it, but I have so far not really found a way or a reason why that could be better than another method. You could, of course, use levels to have a really high contrast, and then so everything is really dark inside of the area that you want to keep. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, so that might be an interesting thing here. Let's look for some other ideas. I'm always, when I look at these things, I'm always a little bit worried they might be too simplistic. Right? So when I look at this, it looks awesome. But when I do a tutorial, would people watch it, or would people say, hey, that's too easy? I can do that, no problem, because it's just a little bit of like a cloud in the mountain and then this kind of circle in the background. It's technically not very hard to do, but at the same time, creative inspiration, right? I want to move a little bit also in that kind of direction of more inspiration, right? That seems, I find that is an important part, because I also find with my community that a lot of people say, hey, it's really interesting to see how the tools work, but I want to know how to be more creative. That's the problem. How do you think in creative ways, getting these ideas, getting them together? Of course, doing a research like this is one of the major ways how to do that. Every artist does that. Even the classic artists. If you read the biographies of the classic painters, Rembrandt and all these kind of guys, they traveled through Europe because back then you didn't have photography and you couldn't really trust the prints you get, so they would travel to Italy and stuff like that, to the original sculptures and draw them, or go to the countryside and make hundreds of drawings, build up libraries of drawings, right, for all these kind of objects they want to paint later on, so they have a reference on how exactly, for example, is the ear of a cow looking compared to the ear of a pig compared to the ear of a dog. So they would make hundreds of sketches and also copy other artists, stuff like that. This is also, I think, this already we have done in the past. Yeah. Oh my God. There's some really good ideas. Look at that. This, by the way, is just a painting, but you could do this with photos. Just a butterfly on the head. Man, it's so sad that the Affinity Photo is crashing today. That would be really cool. Have I already saved this? No, I haven't. Let's save this too. Also nice. A lot of great ideas. Right. Okay, awesome. Also nice photo ideas. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of good stuff in here. Marie says, I was actually thinking about something. Would it be a decent idea to pin the various photos I've used on a board? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You mean a Pinterest board, or do you mean like a physical board in your room? What you can also do if you're an Unsplash, I don't know if you know that, but you can make collections there. You see? Oh, I'm not logged in. Let me quickly switch over here. Talk live. Let me log in real quick. There we go. Okay, let's go back. There we go. So when you're logged into Unsplash, you can go to every photo and then you see you can add it to a collection. So that's easy. So you can find it again. So that's a good way to do that, right? It's probably better to download them because often pictures get removed over time. So you have a backup of that. So that's a good idea to have that too. Yeah, look at some other ideas here. Okay, these are going to be a little bit crazy here. Also, like here, doing things in black and white is a good idea because you can just play around. You don't have to care about color that is matching or other things. Combining things in black and white is just a lot easier, and you can completely concentrate on the composition in that moment. And just play around and work a lot faster. And also don't concentrate on getting things perfect. Just play around with the different kind of elements you find to make different kind of sketches. And then if you like an idea, you can go into detail and finish it as a work. But if you want to like get more creative, be more creative, doing a lot of sketches in a very basic way is a very good way to do that without finishing it, right? Just find some elements that work well together and then make like 5 or 10 different variations and give yourself, I don't know, let's say 15 minutes for each of these variations, right? So if you make 5 of them, how much is that? 50, 75 minutes, right? That's okay. That should be okay. All right. There's a lot of the same stuff here. Ooh, look at that. It's also nice. Also this, I thought this could be a good idea for a tutorial. I'm always like, I'm not sure, would people use that? Is that interesting for people to watch, to see, to create? It's playful. And I mean, you could do this with your child or with your spouse or with your, even if you're with your pets, if they have an interesting outline and then you write the name down there. That could be interesting, right? That could be fun. And then connect it with a picture in the background that is meaningful to them. Maybe not people, because that makes it a little bit psycho, like crazy looking, if you put people in the head of a person, but landscapes like that is interesting. Okay. Hi, JB. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. Hi, Pierre. Thanks for joining. Affinity Photo is crashing today like 1,000 times, so I can't do an edit today, even though I really want to. Yeah, it's just not happening right now. But we are looking at some, ooh, look at that. We're looking at some creative ideas. Also this kind of moving thing here. Oh, is it? I can't open that? Okay, anyways. Ooh, look at that. Look at all these great ideas here. That's kind of cool. I think I made a tutorial like that. I'm pretty sure I did. Let me check real quick. Let's go to YouTube real quick here. Let's go to my channel. By the way, if you didn't know, I have, there's a search function here. You can use that and search. Let's go double exposure. Yeah, you see, I have done that effect already 9 months ago. It's a little bit more contrasting here, so you see the outline better, but it's the same concept as that what we have seen, this one here. This is blending a little bit different, but very nice. Very cool idea too. Awesome. This is also nice. You can't see it really, but there's like this face down here and then Venice on top. Also nice. The boat is a little bit strange. But the idea is cool. I will save this too for editing ideas for tutorials. This I have already done. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, okay. I have thought a lot about doing a tutorial about this, but this has been done like a million times already, so I'm not sure. Although people want to see it, and maybe I should do that, right? I've done it in a live stream before. Not circular, but like bending it. Have I done this already as a tutorial? Let's see. 3D bent. Oh, I have. Look at that. Pixel stretch. 3D pixel stretch. Because I didn't want to do the round thing, I did the 3D effect. Okay, cool. Man, I did so much stuff already. It's crazy. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry I can't do... I can't do an edit today. I really want... I was looking so much forward to that, but I can't. Not bad. That could be... If you do this with a photo, that might be nice. Okay, interesting. Some good, interesting ideas here. Okay, should we do the review now? How about that? I'm really sorry about not being able to edit, but yeah, next time. Sorry. I think it's... I hope it's still interesting to watch that. I would do the... No, I can't do the edit with another software because... Yeah, that wouldn't make too much sense. Okay. Anyways, let's close this down here. Let's go here, copy close to the right. And then let's go to... let me switch real quick. Talk live. There we go. Let me find our challenge for this week. Let me close this here. Wait, where's my post? There we go. Oh, before we do the... where's the challenge anyways? I can't find it. Ah, there we go. Okay. Before we get started with the challenge, let me quickly look here. Overlay, blah, blah, blah. Shadow creation, pro pack. Okay, cool. Okay. Let me switch over again. Work live. Okay. The pack is pinned up on top, like the link to that pack. So this is what I've done basically for February. I'm a little bit late because the other one was also late, so everything became a little bit stretched. So this is actually the February pack. And I have created all these overlays here for shadows. You can see here. And they are sorted, like these are extra shadows. And you can simply use them in Affinity Photo. I've created also a tutorial to show you how that works. You have all these kind of different flowers and tree branches in this case here, and some extra stuff like more abstract shadows. This is more like a mixed folder here. This one is just for leaves, different kind of leaves that you can use as shadows in the background. And then I also have these palm leaf shadows that you can use, and it's very easy because you only have to drag them in and then blend them, and you make a selection, of course, of the person in the foreground. So it's super easy to use them, and it makes the image a lot more interesting, right? We also have window shadows. There I have some more complex, and then I have these, and they are meant to, so you bend them in the shape. Because at the beginning I was thinking, hey, I could make 10 different of these bent ones already created, but then I thought it probably makes a lot more sense if I have a simple regular shape, and then you can bend it afterwards into that shape that you want to have in the background. So you can use, for example, these two windows here in a lot of different ways, rather than me creating one specific way how that light and that shadow is falling onto the wall. You have 100 different ways to do that, right? And then also for the Pro pack, I will create another 15 shadows within the next days as kind of a bonus sign up bonus. No, what how would you call that? I'm not sure. As an just as an extra for getting the Pro packs, as something that you get as a reward, something like that, you know, if you know what I mean. And let me see. There is also a video included. Where do I have that? Oh, there, the online course. It's about 19 minutes long. We can go through that really quickly here, just to give you a preview of what that is. Oh, no sound, please. Okay, there we go. So you can see this is 19 minutes long, and I'm talking a little bit on how to select the picture and how the wall should look from the background, stuff like that. And then you can see I'm creating that selection. So that's happening. And then you can see here, I'm just dragging in that overlay, and then I'm blending it with the background and adjusting it from the brightness. You can see here, blend mode, multiply, opacity is reduced, and you already have a shadow in the background. And you can also use Gaussian blur to make it even a little bit more faded, and you can not faded, more blurred. And you can also, of course, flip it in any kind of direction. You can skew it. You can like arrange it in perspective if you want to with the perspective tool. So there's a ton of different ways to do that. And then I have another trick that I show you here, and this is very important, by the way, because as you can see, I'm blending the shadow. It doesn't look good. Why does it not look good? Because shadows are not just gray. They have the color of the surface they are falling on, and they also sometimes have the color of the light that is creating that shadow, right? So the ambient light, stuff like that, reflective light from other surfaces. So in this case, we are going to color that shadow in a little bit. And then also what I'm using is a way to create a mask from the shadow. And I'm using a Gaussian, no, not a Gaussian blur, sorry. I'm using a gradient overlay to blend the shadow. So you can see it is changing in strength. So it's a little bit stronger at some points and then getting weaker at other points. The relevance of that, of course, is because the further an object is from a surface, the more spread out the shadow is, and the more other light is going into the shadow, so it's becoming less intense as shadow, right? So you can simulate that effect a little bit. So there's a lot of there's a lot of ease of use from the overlays that I've created for you, and then there's a lot of learning process through that tutorial on how to create these shadows in the background. And you can see from the difference of when you look at the original picture without the shadow, it's a good picture, it's an interesting picture, but it could be more interesting. And then you add this kind of shadow, and it becomes just a much more interesting looking shadow, which, by the way, I find it really important to point out. If you create photos, for example, that you want to sell, that you want to put on stock images, that you want to use for your customers, stuff like that, with this, you can create a lot of variation. So you have one portrait photo, and then you create a window shadow and a palm shadow and a door shadow and all kinds of other shadows in the background. So you can have the same picture like 10 times for different purposes, because now it looks more like it's a kind of a tropical location. But if you have another kind of leaf from another area in the world, it looks less tropical. Or you have a window that looks more like a business window or like a home window, like a church window. You can have a lot of variation in that, right? So that's also a good way to do that. And also a reason to do that that's very important is sometimes you don't have the structure around you. You might not have the right light situation, you might not have the right vegetation or architecture around you. So simulating these shadows actually makes a lot of sense, right? To add them if they haven't been there, to spice up your image, as you can always also see here. With this kind of shadow. So there's a lot of reason, a good reason why to do that, right? And that's this is a free video you get with each pack, even with the free version, by the way. How do I get out of this? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's go to the challenge. The link for the pack is on the top, and I also have a bundle where you get my online course for composition basics, where I talk about different concepts on how to create interesting, nice compositions in photography and in mostly composites that you create in Affinity, sorry, in Affinity Photo out of different photos, right? And you get that for like $10 extra, so it's a lot reduced from the original price, right? So yeah, if you want to get that, I invite you, of course, to do that, right? Okay, cool. Good. So that was the promotional speech. No, just more like explaining what the pack actually is, what it can do for you, right? Okay, let's go here to the challenge. Do we have a lot? We only have 2 entries? Was it too complex? Come on. Why is it only 2? This is so much fun to do that. I even did a tutorial about that too, that I linked here, you see? Let me... we have some advertisement here, sorry. There we go. At least it's just one advertisement. And it's not loading. I have this problem also recently, that the videos are not loading. And it's just on my channel for some reason. Okay, I can't show you that either. Wow, it's today's really, everything is working really well. 1 second. Where do I have that video? No, this is not there anymore. This is not there anymore. Come on, please. Where did I put that? I can't even find that tutorial right now. Why? Is it already on the external disk? Nah, anyways, I can show you. I can show you on the pictures that have been provided here. I was really hoping there would be more people taking part in this, because as you can see here, you can also do this on the inside in the space. Maybe people, but I told you in the description of the challenge that you can also use objects. It doesn't have to be a person. It could have been your cat or your dog or a flower or something else that you just copy around. It just, so the only limitation is it has to be an object that is unique enough so you can recognize it as the same object in different places, right? Maybe your no, a mug is maybe not a good idea, but what would be a good idea? Maybe a t-shirt that you put on different places, right? Stuff like that. Okay, anyways. And you can see it's pretty easy, because you put up your tripod and then simply take different shots with the tripod. You can do that with your smartphone. You can do it with your camera. It's very low effort, basically, and you just move around. One thing that is important is you try to not overlap with yourself, and also try to not overlap with other shadows of yourself, because then it can become complicated, because you would basically kind of have to repaint that shadow on the surface of your body, which is very complex. Of course, if you have a light situation like here, where you have very soft shadows or no shadows at all, this of course makes it a lot easier, because you don't have any kind of sharp shadows with a clear outline, right? This is from Oliver, by the way, so you can see he did a really great job doing that. Yeah. So these are the individual pictures. And of course, you think a little bit about the story. How are you going to interact? But you can see it's very easy. You can do any kind of thing, like sit on a table. Someone is like saying a toast with a drink in the hand, and the other one person is listening. You can also do some funny stuff with that. Yeah. We had this challenge some time ago. Let me see if I find these images. I want to actually do some more funny images. Let me see if I can find that. Probably not right now, but anyways. What I don't even remember what the task was for that challenge. No, I think I can't find it. But that could also be like, let me know in the chat if you want to have more photo challenges. Oh man, I would really like to show you that picture right now, but I can't find it. Sorry. Oh, I was in Thailand in between, like last year. Is it that long ago? Really? Wow. Time flies. Okay, anyways, so let's not find that right now. So this is the end result board game. And you can see, I guess this was photographed with maybe a smartphone. It's kind of blurry from the darkness, from the pixelation, but that's completely okay. You know, for the exercise, it doesn't have to be a good picture. It doesn't have to look amazing. It's the important thing is that you try these things out and experiment with them, because that is part of the learning process. Just to try it out and see what are the necessities, what kind of mistakes can you make, how do you have to prepare next time, and then when you feel more secure about the process, you can do it in a more elaborate way later on. So don't worry about doing a cheap version at the beginning, and you can see it works really great. And often when you have less good quality pictures, it also covers up the problems that you might encounter if you otherwise had a really good image. Like, imagine if you now had images that would be like you had really good lighting. You would have kind of different artificial lights in there, and then you have much sharper shadows and all these kind of things. It would be more complex to do it rather than with this picture here, right? And the result is really great. You can see everything works together very well. And everything blends together very well, so that's really cool, very nice. And also because the picture is a little bit blurry, the selection also is probably a little bit easier around the edges because you can't see the finer details anyway. So it can actually help you in the beginning through that creative process to create something that gives you a nice result and at the same time is quick and easy to do, so you can go into the learning process, right? Okay, cool. So that's really cool. Thank you very much, Oliver. Very nice result. Really, really cool. Also with the interaction of the characters. Very nice idea and story here. So that's pretty cool. I'm very impressed. Very, very nice. Here we have another one by Steve. And here, I mean, the problem here is a little bit that you have some parts that are overexposed and underexposed. Probably because I suppose you have set the camera maybe to manual, or maybe the camera always chose that kind of exposure that makes the car the good exposure, and then yourself in a overexposed part over here. Yeah, but again, it's pretty good. If you have a raw picture and you underexpose it a little bit, so you have more details in the overexposed parts, you can like get a lot out of that dark area, and you can tone down the bright areas a little bit, and so afterwards looks pretty good. Actually, if you expose with a lot of raw pictures with a nice exposure, it's a little bit underexposed. I think, like from my own experience, you can often get better results than with an HDR picture, because HDR, for my taste personally, it often looks very artificial, very plasticky, but when you recover all these values from a raw picture, it looks natural because these are actually the values that have been there, and you can create some really cool stuff with that, right? And maybe use some specific raw development software for that. Affinity Photo is a bit limited in that area, but Photolab is very good. Lightroom is very good for that. Capture One, I've heard, is very good for that. I'm not sure about Luminar. Camera Raw is really good for that. So there's a lot of different programs that are really good with raw development. Anyways, I'm not sure if you can see that, but he's standing over here cleaning the car, and then behind that car, and then also over here, and then a little bit here in the background. So again, worked really well. Also nice execution here that you thought about also including the reflection of yourself. And also, I mean, the good thing is you are standing in positions where you don't have too complex reflections, because again, that of course can be a problem, right? Like, for example, if you would stand in a way where you have overlapping reflections of the people that of the copies of yourself, then you have to recreate that in the picture for yourself, and then again in the reflection, but in a much more complex way, because it is skewed on the surface of the reflection. So that can be a pain. So try to avoid that in the beginning to make it easy for yourself, and just play around with the different ideas and concepts you can have. And through the process and through the playfulness of just trying it out, the ideas come on their own. That's the good thing, right? And this is like there's two methods. You can be creative through research. That's one thing, but you can also be creative just through the process, just by doing this, because when you just do this, automatically through the material, through the process itself, you stumble on a lot of things that give you inspiration. Sometimes you often have lucky accidents. And the good thing about this is all of that is a process that is technical and mechanical. You don't even have to think about it. The creativity happens through the process. That is very good. Like if you say to yourself, if you have an image for yourself, a lot of people have that say, I'm not very creative. This might be the perfect way, because you don't have to be creative. The process is becoming creative just by doing it. So that is a very good way. And it's actually a process even a lot of very achieved artists are using, because not everybody who is a great artist is also a creative person at the same time. A lot of people work through the process. It's pretty important to know that. And there was something else I wanted to say. It often is even better to go through that process, because that process builds consistency. Because if you're very creative but you don't have consistency, you will go nowhere with that. So I've seen this a lot of times with artists, that they start out super creative, have super ideas, but they are just not, they don't like to do the process, and then they go nowhere, because they don't have the exercise to get better. And they don't execute their ideas. And also because they don't execute their ideas, they don't get better ideas over time. While the other people who started out much less creative and much less artful, they kept with the process, so they became really good over time. And through trying out all kinds of different things, they just stumbled into a lot of creative ideas. And through that, they created amazing works. So they might not be as creative as the other person, but they are more achieved than the other person. And finally, that is what is actually important, that you create things for the world to share and enjoy, rather than just thinking, oh, I'm so creative, but I don't do anything with that, right? So it's actually better to be less creative, but more inspired to work hard on creating cool things, right? Okay. That's it. Sadly, we only have two. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Why didn't I see the chat? The chat was just stuck. I'm sorry. What did I miss? Okay, let's read some from the chat, because we only have two entries. Please, next week, please do more entries. Just try it out, even if it's not great, even if you think you failed. Just post it so I can give you feedback and you can learn from that. And the process, even if it's not good, still makes you better because you did it. That's a really important part of that. So just take part in the challenge. There is no doing wrong. There's just getting better, right? So do that, please. It's really important. And of course, it gives me good material to review for the stream. All right. Okay, let me switch over to the live view. Boom, there we go. And I can read the chat. Sorry. I think I scrolled up and then I didn't see the rest. Is there something? Let's see. Hi, Cristobal from Chile. How are you doing? Thanks for joining. The chat. Sorry, the live stream today is a little bit messed up because my software keeps crashing. But I think it's still interesting. Marie says, there were two reasons I didn't join. I've been having very low energy last week. I can understand that. January, I had it was so hard. I couldn't get myself to do things. I had a very hard start this year, to be honest. I thought it was going to be really amazing, and then it wasn't. But now I'm back to having that energy, so that's pretty good. And secondly, Marie says, I'm needing to take my own photos. Yeah, but you can do that with a smartphone. Don't worry about that. And as you have seen, they don't have to be super good. It's more important that you do the exercise, right? If you find some time and some energy, and you can also do it in a low energy way, like You could, for example, just put your smartphone. You can sit on a table and have small objects, like I said, a flower or something like that, and then just move it around to different copies of that. What else have I missed? Wonton translucent class. What is that? I've never heard about that. Wonton? That sounds very Asian. Wonton translucent class. Let me check that real quick. What is that? It's food. Huh? I'm not getting that point. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Sorry for that. That was supposed to say, oh, do one on transparent glass. I haven't found a good way to explain that in a tutorial in an easy way, because there is some tutorials out there, they give you a glass effect. It's not really a glass effect, it's just a little bit transparent. The problem with glass, and also with water and drops, stuff like that, is that it's not just transparent, it also bends the light. And that's a problem, because you have to bend the background behind the glass to look good in a realistic way, but at that point you have to know how would it bend so you can do that in a realistic way. And that is the problem, like how, because I don't want to do a tutorial where I show an effect that is just like it kind of but not really looks like transparent glass. So I'm not sure about that, but I will think about it. That card dress was amazing. Okay, so sorry, I have not seen any of these comments. Yeah, the card dress was really cool. That might also be maybe a cool thing for a photo shooting, because you can get these card packs rather cheap sometimes. Sometimes you get these card packs for €1 or something. So if you buy like 20 or 30 and just glue them or stick them together or whatever, that could be good. Yeah, the 3D stretch, that was pretty cool. I really liked that tutorial too. And I also did that in a live stream. So this was a live stream that became a tutorial later. Is there something else I was missing? Oh no, this was actually already have catched up. Marie also said something. I watched a large majority of your tutorials at this point, and I enjoy both the more simplistic and more complex. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Thank you very much for that. Even the simplest projects can give inspiration. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. Okay. Hi, Tony from Essex. We are kind of at the end of the stream already, so... but you could rewatch it, but today the software just keeps crashing, so it's actually not a great stream today. I'm really sorry about that. I was really looking forward to that stream today. Oh my god, there's another cool work. This is also another thing I want to do. I want to show you real quick. Look at that. This is something I want to do in a recent stream, and maybe also create a tutorial out of that, this kind of effect here. This is a digital drawing, but you can do it with a photo, no problem. Okay. Yeah, sorry for the bad state of the software crashing. I will try tomorrow to maybe reinstall my computer, and then everything should be fine again, hopefully. And check out that pack. There's a free version, so you can try out if you actually like that. The online course is included in the free version, so you can watch that, and then maybe upgrade to a premium version of that pack, of the shadow overlay pack. All right. Yeah, that's, I guess, everything for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry for, the software crashing. Next time we will do some really cool stuff in the live stream, and see you soon. Have a good night. Bye.